Ew. So somebody told me you've been looking for some more Mandela effects. You came to the right place. Let's watch.
Mandela effect. So, for everyone who's wondering if the Mandela effect is real or not, or if it's been played, I just found proof. One of the big things is Ed McMahon and the Publishers Clearinghouse and the giving away the millions of dollars. And I was just watching this episode of Full House, and there it was, the proof. Watch.
Jesse, DJ, everybody but Joey, come here.
What is it, Steph?
We got a letter with Ed McMahon's picture on it. It must be from Star Search. The good news? It's great news. We may already be millionaires.
So for those of you who are unfamiliar with this Mandela effect, it is Ed McMahon and the publishing house sweepstakes, and how people are saying that he was never a part of the publishing house sweepstakes. But if you're from the same timeline that I am, then he absolutely was. I remember the reason I was sold on it back in the day was because of Ed McMahon. I literally would get the letters in the mail saying that, oh, there's going to be a winner in your neck of the woods at this zip code, and it'll be the same zip code as mine. And I would be so stoked only to never win. This right here is all the proof that we need that it was Ed McMahon, because when that episode aired, nobody denied that it was the publishing house sweepstakes and Ed McMahon.
All morning I've been seeing video after video about the new Thanksgiving Mandela effect. One side is saying that Thanksgiving always fell on the third Thursday of November across the board. The other side is saying that no, it falls on the last Thursday of November across the board, the fourth Thursday. In my head, both are true, because sometimes it's on the 3rd, sometimes it's on the 4th, because the actual date of Thanksgiving is November 24th. And whatever day Thursday falls on of that week of November 24th is Thanksgiving.
Which is always the freaking third Thursday of the month. Which is always the freaking third Thursday of the month. Duh.
And for instance, this year, the 24th was on a Sunday, which is the beginning of the week. So that means that Thanksgiving is going to be after the 24th. But for instance, in 2018, Thanksgiving landed on the Thursday 22nd, so before the 24th, because the 24th landed on the Saturday, which is the end of the 3rd week of the month. And there are times where there are 5 Thursdays in a month. And so now I'm wondering, do people not know that it's technically November 24th? Now look, I grew up Jehovah's Witness, so I don't really have any skin in the game. I never celebrated any holidays, so it could be me.
If you look at November's calendar from this year, the third Thursday of the month would have landed on the 21st. They still could have just gave us that. They gave us the 22nd last year. Why they couldn't give us the 21st this year? What's one day?
All right, guys, we're back with another Mandela effect. And yet again, this one was sent to us and requested. Keep them coming. Keep commenting which Mandela effects you guys want us to cover. So jump at it right now. This guy, Mr. Rogers.
AKA Mr. Converse.
Hey, yeah, when he put on his Converse, he tied him up after his song. Oh, but let's talk about his song. That's the Mandela effect. Now, how does this song start off?
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
That's what you remember?
Of course.
We're both wrong.
What?
His song starts off as, it's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. He's talking about his neighborhood, not...
Was it always like that?
Yes, it was always in this neighborhood.
I could have sworn it was the.
I could have sworn it was the too. I remember it as the. And we're going to play a quick clip of the beginning so you can see it. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood.
That's crazy.
Let us know what you guys remember in the comments down below.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood.
Whoa.
A beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine?
Wait a minute. Nah, that didn't even roll off of his tongue correctly. That sounded so forced when he daggone said, it's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. What? Nah, not for my timeline today. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, not this one. Not in this timeline. It ain't that beautiful. Man, look, whoever controlling the Matrix, I swear, they just giving the middle finger to all of us. It's like, okay, we just gonna F y'all whole life up, y'all whole existence, and there ain't nothing that y'all could do about it. Oh, man.
Mandela effects that upset me the most. This timeline really did the Monopoly Man dirty because they took away his monocle. I'd give anything for a box of Cheez-Its, but since they don't exist, I'll settle for the real deal, which is a box of Cheez-It. Smokey the Bear wants to keep the world from burning down. Wrong, his name's actually Smokey Bear. Luke, I am your father. Wrong. It's no, I am your father. I love Febreze as much as the next gal, but if you want to be in this timeline, you have to take out one of the E's. I know what a cornucopia is because when I was younger, I was shopping with my mom at JCPenney and I asked her what was on the Fruit of the Loom logo and she said it was a cornucopia, and I'm so grateful for my incredible imagination for making up the cornucopia that has never existed in the Fruit of the Loom logo. I've always loved the Laughing Cow's nose ring until I found out it doesn't exist. Another style I truly admired was that of the Raisin Bran sun, especially the sunglasses, which I apparently made up. I love Jiffy peanut butter, even though the company is trying to gaslight me into believing that it's always been called Jif. Iconic, iconic, iconic. Too bad the microphone was never a part of the Iconic-key. Loved when Curious George would swing around from his tail, except for that he never had one. That's okay, because Mickey Mouse has had a tail all along. What he never had, however, was suspenders, which is odd since I have memories of him snapping them while driving the boat.
One thing I know for sure is that she's from the exact same timeline that I am, because I remember all of those things to be just as she stated them. But look, now I don't know what's going on.
How many of these 5 household Mandela effects have you fallen victim to? First up, we have Febreze. Which one of these 2 spellings looks correct to you?
The one with the 2 E's, because that's what it is. What the heck is that? Febreze?
I remember 2 E's because phonetically it just makes sense. Febreze. But in our current reality, it's always been 1 E. To me, that would be like Febreze. Next up, we have whiteout. Do you remember whiteout being spelled like whiteout, like the regular way that you spell white?
Yeah.
Or do you remember it no H, like whiteout? To me, it's always been the regular spelling of white, but in our current reality, there's never been an H. What about this?
Nah, pause, because that don't even look right, man. That look like a knockoff brand of this, because it was definitely with an H. Come on.
What about this product right here? Is it Goo Gone or is it Goo Be Gone?
Goo Be Gone.
I always remember it being Goo Be Gone, but apparently there's never been a B in our current reality. It's always just been Goo Gone. Then there's the cat food that's in the purple packaging. Do you remember that being called Whiskers or Whiskas? I personally thought it was Whiskers, but in our current reality, it's always been Whiskas. And last but not least, we have the soft soap. Everybody's mom had soft soap in their bathroom. A lot of our mothers base their entire bathroom decor off of the soft soap that they chose. There's mostly different aquatic versions of it. There's a really iconic clownfish. There's this fish. It's all kinds of different fish. My favorite one was the blue one with the orca whales on it. Except what if I told you the orca whale soft soap never existed? Not even a special edition, nothing. At least not in our current reality, but I know my mom had that. So if you remember any of these the way that I remember them, then you probably jumped into the same parallel reality that I did. So tell me in the comments.
There's people that are writing off the fact that we could just be simply forgetting. No, that's not it. There's not this many people that remember things to be exactly one way and refuse to agree that they're now this way. That's not a remembering thing. That's a change of timeline thing. Yeah, CERN might have did something. It might be a split or rift in the space-time continuum, but it ain't what it used to be. We know that much for sure. My mom loved orca whales. It was literally her favorite animal. And my mom also loved that hand wash. I'm pretty sure at some point in time, she had that dang on hand wash in one of our bathrooms.
If you're an 80s or 90s baby, even 70s baby, 2000s baby, maybe, you're going to be blown away because this is not right at all. What is going on? Let's get into it because this is crazy, crazy, crazy. Before I get into this, a follower told me about this, so I'm going to ask y'all a question. Where do you remember the Energizer Bunny's battery being located on his body?
On his back?
If you remember it being on his back, you're wrong. It's now in his leg. I thought maybe they rebranded it or they're coming out with some kind of new marketing strategy. But no, because as you can see, from 1994, it's in his leg. What? What is going on? but it gets better. It's always been in his leg, apparently. No, ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ham, no turkey, no brisket, no nothing. No, it hasn't. This is not right. But wait, it gets better. They done went and put the Duracell on the bunny's back. The Duracell. Duracell has never been on a bunny's back. Ever. Oh, what the hell is going on? Like, what is going on? This has never been. Like, why is it on his back? He's the Duracell. Like, he's not supposed to have one there. But wait, there's more.
For years, you've seen some commercials where one battery company's toys outlast the other toys. So you may have assumed their battery outlasts even Energizer batteries. Fact is, Energizer was never invited to their playoffs. And today's Energizer won't be invited either. Why? Because no battery lasts longer than Energizer.
That was a commercial from the 80s, and it's in his leg. Y'all, I'm tripping so bad, and I know I'm not the only one that remembers it in his back. Please let me know what you remember below, because what the fuck is going on, y'all? When did it change? And what? Why? The Energizer battery, y'all. What? Do you know how many of those I went through as a kid on Christmas? And my kids too. What? Y'all, please let me know I'm not tripping. Please.
No, because I 100% remember that battery being on the back of the Duracell bunny. I'm telling y'all, they messing with us, and I don't like it. They need to stop.
Y'all, this Mandela effect stuff is getting weird. I just ran across the Mandela effect that literally, I don't even know what to think. At some point, you just have to look at these and be like, yeah, like, this is just not right. Because there's no way this one is. And if you're an 80s or 90s baby like me, you know damn well this ain't right. So before we get into it, make sure you like, follow, and share to support your girl. Now, let's get into it, y'all. So like I said, if you're an 80s or 90s baby, you're immediately going to know this is wrong. And of course, I'm talking about the movie E.T. In this movie, there's a specific line that E.T. says. He learns the words home and phone, and he says, E.T. phone home. That simple, right? Well, look at this clip. That's not right. It's E.T. phone home. I know it is. There's nothing you can say to convince me it's not. But what's even weirder is listen to what they say after he says that.
E.T. phone home. E.T. phone home. E.T. phone home.
So you're telling me that E.T. said the wrong words, but the kids repeated the right words to him. Okay, that's what we're doing. Yeah, no, it's E.T. phone home. How would the kids know to say that if it wasn't? So why they change his words and not theirs too? What do y'all remember? Because I know I ain't the only one.
We all know the answer to this. It was E.T. phone home. But let it be told by the people of this timeline, because I was looking in the comments and a good bit of them said, oh yeah, he always said E.T. home phone. Look, this junk is starting to piss me off. For real.
Mandela. Going through my old VHS tapes here. What's this one? Berenstain Bears. The Berenstain Bears play ball. Well, let's see what the name is on the VHS tape. Oh, it's Berenstain Bears play ball. Berenstain Bears play ball. My mind is...
There it is, printed on the freaking cassette. Whoever it was that tried to go back and alter things, yeah, they forgot to alter what was inside the package. They just altered what was on the outside. Proof.
Berenstain. Interesting.
I collect VHS tapes and I specifically look for animation. And I think most people know about the Mandela effect. We end up remembering things very differently compared to reality, but now I'm not so sure about what is the truth. What is actual reality?
Freaking Berenstain Bears. They don't even roll off the tongue right. It's Berenstain. That sounds right. That makes more sense. Who's these Berenstains? I never watched them. I watched the Berensteins.
Remember when this guy filmed the Mandela effect live?
This creeps me out, man. I don't even like to be in this room anymore. When I sleep in here, you look at that. That shit is changing. It is changing.
The fact that this man caught the Mandela effect in action as CERN or the Illuminati was changing our reality is crazy.
There is a Taco Bell Mandela effect that I just heard of that I absolutely remember the way that they're saying didn't happen. Yeah, a Taco Bell Mandela effect. Let me explain it to you and see if you remember it too. I've gone to Taco Bell a lot in my life since they first came into Milwaukee, and I'm old, so that's got to be like over 40 years. And I remember they had these containers that were some kind of charitable thing, where if you dropped a quarter and it landed on one of those pads, you'd win a burrito or a taco or something else. And looking at it, it doesn't seem that hard. But wait, there was a catch. 'Cause from what I remember, those containers were filled with water. Yeah, water. So when you dropped the coin in, it didn't go straight down to one of those little pads. It would go skeet, scat, and shabdab and wherever it wanted to. And that's the way I remember those containers. But now they're saying they never had water in them. What? Yeah, they had water in them. I remember getting mad because you could never get the coin to go straight down because of the water. But that's what they're saying, that at Taco Bell, those containers you drop coins into for charity never had water in them. Even though here's a picture of one with water in it right there. And another one without water in it. So my question is, what do you remember? Do you remember those little charitable containers you drop coins in? And if you do you remember the right way, like me, that they had water in them? Or are you delusional, like these other people who don't remember the water at all? Let me know your opinion of this new Taco Bell Mandela effect, Booshkies. And the place to do that is the comment section.
Nah, as much as I used to frequent Taco Bell when I was younger, them things absolutely had water in them. Because I remember having the same frustrations that he had, trying to get the freaking coin to land on a little pad, but it wants to do all this because it's going down the water. Nah, I'm telling y'all, I'm glad I still have my memories from the timeline that I'm actually from.
Top 6 most weird Mandela effects. Do you remember Cruella de Vil's coat with Dalmatian spots? Apparently it never had spots. Pikachu with a black tail. People say he's never had a black tail.
Pause. No, hold on. Back to Cruella de Vil, because she definitely had freaking Dalmatian spots, because I specifically remember, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of you guys remember having this thought as well. Oh my God, I hope that she didn't skin a bunch of Dalmatian dogs so that she can have this coat. Like, I have a love in my heart for Dalmatian dogs. I want a Dalmatian dog. I swear. No, they think we stupid. And then the Pikachu. I remember drawing Pikachu as a kid with this dang on lightning bolt type of black mark on his tail.
People say he's never had a black tail.
Crazy.
The bucket list phrase wasn't around until the movie came out in 2007.
Wow.
Air Jordan Jumpman now has pants.
It's crazy. I swear he was in shorts like this.
Mississippi no longer the longest river in the United States.
What? How?
The Berenstain Bears spelled with the A.
My brain is broken and now I'm nauseous. This person says, every time I look at the Mystery Gang, I have this visceral feeling that someone is missing, but nobody ever is. Who are they? What happened to them? Then someone goes, logically, I know this is them. These are the only people in the Mystery Gang: Fred, Daphne, Velma, Shaggy, and Scooby. That's the 5 of them, but something deep within my lizard brain is telling me there's a 6th member that has been, for unknown reasons, banished from this timeline in our collective memory as a species. So at first I was like, I love Scooby-Doo. These are the only characters. But then I looked at the picture, and I got this, like, sinking, nauseating feeling that something's wrong. And now I'm like, do I actually think that there's something wrong, or is the power of suggestion very, very good, and these people saying this, like, implanted the idea in my head, and now I feel like that it's true? A couple of the comments were like, the mystery machine not being in the background feels wrong. Some people were like, oh, maybe you're thinking of Scrappy-Doo. Or maybe it's because there's only 5 of them, so it's like not an even number, and there's no one really for Velma to pair up with.
But now I'm thinking, why did they do that? Why does everybody have a pair except for Velma?
Great. Now I feel the same way, like there's somebody missing in the Scooby-Doo gang. I swear there was a 6th person too, but I can't think of who that 6th person could have been. Oh snap, the Mandela effect is starting to take effect.
If the Mandela effect is real, then I think I just came across what caused it to happen in the first place. And just like most things surrounding this phenomena, it will leave you with more questions than answers. The term Mandela effect was first used in 2010 by Fiona Broome, but it was 1 year earlier in 2009 when she first became aware about a false memory involving Nelson Mandela. The difference in the years is important because when people search for the cause of the Mandela effect, they typically start in 2010, but they're wrong. They're supposed to start in 2009. That's because there was an incident that happened at CERN with the Large Hadron Collider in 2009. One of the sections dangerously overheated, and when one of the technicians went to investigate what happened, they discovered pieces of a baguette that a bird flying overhead had dropped into the collider. As if that isn't strange enough, the event caused multiple credited physicists to speculate on where that bread-dropping bird originated. Beck Nielsen of the Niels Bohr Institute in Copenhagen and Misao Ninomiya of the Yukawa Institute for Theoretical Physics in Japan believe that the bird may have been sent from the future in an attempt to sabotage what's going on at CERN. Both of those physicists are part of a coalition of physicists who believe the experiments happening at CERN are extremely detrimental to the survival of our universe. There have been multiple bizarre incidents over the years that have caused the Hadron Collider to stop operation, and they believe that the events surrounding those shutdowns are caused from people in the future using time travel as an effort to sabotage the operation. Keep in mind, these aren't just some random wackos on TikTok spewing nonsense. These are respected, credited physicists who are theorizing these things. If these efforts from the future are causing things to change during our present, then they have inadvertently locked themselves in a paradox because every time they send something back in time and delay the operation of the Large Hadron Collider, they are altering the natural course of events in our present timeline, ultimately creating the Mandela effect. Of course, this is all strictly hypothetical because we don't know for sure if the Mandela effect is an actual event. And if it is, it may have all started with a bird dropping a baguette on the Large Hadron Collider.
I went back through my Italian art book and I found the Mona Lisa. So for those of you who didn't see the Statue of David video I did, this is the book that I got when I was in Florence studying abroad in 2001. So I'll show you the copyright again. And it likes to, there we go. So 2000, flipping through the book. Here is the Mona Lisa. This is her face in this book that I purchased 23 years ago in Florence. This is the face that I have always known. This is a anticipated face. If you have a different face and a different image, please share it so that we can compare pictures and see what the differences are. Because in this timeline, this Mona Lisa has a slight smirk on her face, but she is not smiling. She has got the original smize from America's Next Top Model. So share your pictures with us.
I think I figured it out. I think I know why some of us remember things to be one way, while others of us remember things to be the way that they currently are. And it's because, and this is speculation here, but they did the Men in Black trick on us. You know how they would just pull up the little thing and they'll press it and they'll wipe our memory clean? I think that's what they did to the planet. But I think some of us was asleep when it happened, so our eyes were already closed and we wasn't susceptible to it. Oh man, me and my silly theories.
I know you've heard of the Mandela effect, and if you haven't, please look it up. Now, with Mandela effects, a lot of times this stuff rolls right off my back. You know, it is what it is. It's not moving me. But there's one Mandela effect that really gets to me. Like, really gets to me because it's just so ridiculous. And that Mandela effect is going to have to be the JFK assassination. And I'm going to tell you why. This Mandela effect went into play probably 4 years ago. But I remember it only being 3 people in that car. That middle row did not exist. And let's be real. How many cars have y'all seen that got rows like that? What kind of car is this? It's what, a minivan, sedan,
It was the driver, Jackie, and JFK in the car, not that middle row. So this middle row is, at the time, this was a Texas senator and his wife. And I don't know, I just never seen a car like this. And this is not what it was given when I was taught this in school. This is not CERN. What's going on? Is it CERN? Is this a CERN thing? This would be a CERN thing. Now y'all explain to me why the car in the museum only has 2 rows like I remember it, right? But all the photos have these magic 3 rows. Like, y'all messed up with this one, CERN. Y'all didn't do y'all due diligence. Y'all didn't scrub it down right because y'all left some remnants of the past when y'all switched it up. Y'all left y'all remnants. Y'all left some crumbs behind. Because what is this? This is how I remember it. Do you?
I believe at one point I covered all of the conspiracy theories around what happened on this day. And this is the very first time that I'm hearing or even seeing this dang on car having a whole nother weird row that is not facing the rear passengers, but facing the driver, but is in the middle. What is that? I don't remember that. I don't remember there being that many other people in that dang on vehicle when John F. Kennedy lost his life that day. Man, I'm confused, to say the least.
Okay, anyone remember the Payless store? You know, the Payless shoe store that supposedly sells cheap shoes? Well, guess what? It says Payless Shoe Source. Source! When was it ever Source? Wasn't it always Payless Shoe Store? I don't remember the source part.
I ain't gonna lie, I always thought it was Payless Shoe Store as well, but at the same time, I can count on one hand how many times I actually been inside that store. So it's not like I was really paying too much of an attention or really cared to be up in there at all. So, hey, it could have been Source. What do y'all remember?
Are you from the old timeline or are you from the new timeline?
The old one.
Let me ask you, where is your heart? Okay, so let's talk about these Mandela effects that had me freaking out for a long time. Apparently, the heart is no longer on the left side of the chest. It's straight in the middle. If you don't believe me, Google it. And if you are saying it's always been the middle, well, you're from the new timeline. In our old world, our heart was on the left. Okay, you ready for the next one? Our kidneys. In our old timeline, our kidneys were in our lower back. In the new timeline, the new world, the kidneys are up, almost behind the lungs. I know, it's insane. And whoever's from the new timeline, please stop saying it's always been there. No, you're new. Our 2 worlds merged together between May and September of last year. Now, I truly think that when the CERN turned on the kaleidoscope and they were monkeying around with the God particle, I think they shifted us in a new timeline and we merged. Some of us are from old Earth and some of us are from new Earth. The way I distinguish one and the other is I ask people, where is your heart? If they say in the center and it's always been there, like they're convinced of it, they're from the new timeline. If they say it's on the left, okay, you're my homie. You're from the old timeline, from the old world, what I call the real world. I just posted a few videos. You'll find them all in my CERN playlist, explaining how CERN and these God particles and these atoms and this machine and all this stuff can literally not only push us in other timelines, creating other worlds in this vast multiverse of infinite planets and timeline, but it could technically, literally change our DNA structure. And that's what I'm seeing. That's what we're seeing with these Mandela effects. Don't freak out and feel bad if someone says the heart is in the center, it's always been there, and you're looking at them as a relative and you realize that's not the person from the old Earth, because this is, the 2 entities did merge together, so we are always the same, more or less. On the other hand, you have people that have completely changed. People that we have known all of our lives all of a sudden are completely different. If somebody was mean before, now they're really nice, vice versa, things like that. It's absolutely insane. Why aren't we checking up on CERN? Because I'm convinced it's their fault. Is it good? Is it bad? What do you...
Now, this is a new one for me, and I haven't done any research on it all to determine if people are actually saying that the heart is now in the middle of the chest. I specifically remember, if this is a real Mandela effect, I remember talking to this girl in grade school. I'll never forget. It was 5th grade. What is her name? What is her name? What is her name? What is her name? I can't think of her name right now, but I do have her as a friend on Facebook. I remember her saying something about she had a heart condition to where instead of her heart being on the left side, like the average person, that her heart was on the right side. And, you know, she took all of our hands as kids and placed them on her chest so that we can feel her heart beating on the opposite side. Would this mean that her heart is now in the middle and in a normal place like the rest of ours in this new timeline? I need to get on Facebook and ask her. I might just do that, and I might actually show y'all her response. So be on the lookout for that. But you got to subscribe so you can see it.
So did you know Dora the Explorer lives inside a computer, and that the ending of the word computer in Spanish is Dora?
Computadora, okay.
That's why she has a little cursor following her around, clicking on things. That's why there's a Fox, Mozilla Firefox. The whole point of her exploring is because there was a browser called Internet Explorer.
That wasn't really a Mandela effect as much as it could have just been a simple fact that a lot of us probably never realized. But that's interesting nonetheless. I was a little bit older, so Dora the Explorer wasn't really of my time. Doesn't mean that I didn't catch a couple of episodes just to see what the hype was about that little cartoon. But I don't remember there being a mouse that followed her around. But if it is based on this story here, then it makes perfect sense. But anyway, leave your thoughts, comments, and opinions down below about this Mandela Effect video. And I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. See ya. Ew.